Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday with Jet2 Holidays. Package holidays you can trust.
The T app is one of the most pervasive apps on the internet. It is actually pretty terrifying once you do get access to it. Trust me, I actually did get access to it. You see that? I've been scrolling ever since I got it. But it's actually pretty terrifying, the kind of things that people do put on this app. One day you're out with your significant other, bebopping around the city, you get dropped off, and then the next moment you get a call from somebody saying your man is on the T app and he's doing the most insane things in the world.
Just dead rush out my house because my sister just called me with some urgent care talking about pull up, you heard of the T app. I'm like, no, what's the T app? She's like, oh, I can't show you, so you need to pull up right now because your man is on the T app. So I'm like, what it say? She like, you need to pull up like right now.
Now, before we continue on with the story, I want to play a quick game. Guess which city this is happening in. I think it might be fairly obvious, and I love my city to the death of me, but you know, there's Memphis on the board. There's New York City on the board. This could be a Florida woman, for all we know, from somewhere, right? Miami, right? Jacksonville, right? It's probably Atlanta. I can already tell it's probably Atlanta.
This is my what you ain't getting.
In the next videos to follow, we see this woman attempting to flee from the police and ultimately getting arrested. Now, based off of what I've seen from the T app, it is a complete and utter show. It's messy as hell. And the things that people were talking about last week are actually on this app. I mean, mess after mess after mess after mess. Nothing substantiated at all. So it's crazy to me to see that this woman would potentially pop up to this man's house, fight him, get arrested, or whatever the case may be. And it shows how irrational people are in relationships, that some news that may or may not be true, you know, has them acting this wild and this weird. I mean, this woman is literally trying to bust down his door instead of just breaking up with him.
Here she go. Here she go. You gonna let her do it? You gonna let her do it? You gonna let her do it?
Thank God I'm engaged and don't gotta deal with none of this stuff. But there's gotta be a reason as to why this woman did this. And that's why I love the internet, is because we get to hear the true and unfiltered story time, at least from her perspective.
So I pull up to my sister's house because, like I said, she was just tweaking a little bit like you need to come over here, it's hella urgent. So I pull up, right? Lo and behold, I'm on the T app. So my real life boyfriend is on the T app, right? So I'm reading and scrolling through the comments. And it's the lady who is like, can you help me find my baby daddy?
Hello?
Please. So I'm like, bet, bitch, I can help you find your baby daddy. Drop the number. Bro, why I drop the number? The nicest lady, most genuine lady, and gave me the most sobbing story ever. Like, I felt so bad for this lady, and I believed her.
This is what I meant when I talked about the T app in my previous video. People aren't using it for its intended purposes. Sure, fine and dandy, this woman needed to find her baby daddy. But at the end of the day, the T app was supposed to be made for people trying to avoid DV people, abusers, etc., etc. And somebody might say that people that are in relationships while also being a baby daddy is a form of abuse. I don't think so. That just sounds like a dating man. Now, maybe he did lie to you. Cool. I would probably ask how you even got this far into the relationship without finding that he has a baby. But ultimately, what are we doing here? Why are we not using this app for its intended purposes?
So let's just jump into it. So I believed her off rip because she said she met him in DC at a Wale show and she had the dates. It was October 23rd, 2024. And I know she not lying because my auntie had a birthday dinner on the 22nd and I stayed at home. So when I tell y'all this pissed me off so bad, it really pissed me off because I knew she wasn't lying because he in the music industry, so him and Wale is cool. And we actually went on our first date to a Wale birthday party. So I know this lady wasn't lying. So then she proceeded to tell me how he took her shopping and everything. And I know she not lying because this man bought me literally the same stuff from the same store.
Okay, he's consistent. He's a consistent guy.
So now I just feel my blood boiling. So he was only in town for like 2 days. So he fly back into town. She showing me all type of receipts. He sending her flowers, love bombing her, just sending her messages, this. And then she say like he just ghosts her, disappear out of nowhere. So fast forward in the lady life, she finds out she's pregnant like at 6.5 months. So after she found out she was pregnant, why the lady say she had a baby like 2 or 3 weeks later, which means her child was born premature. She sent me all type of pictures of her baby being in the NICU. So she ended up telling me she ended up losing her job because the baby was in the NICU for a long time. The baby had a bunch of health problems and she don't got no support on like her. So she blowing down this man's phone. And again, I know the lady not lying, because this is a man who always changed his number. I always thought it was weird. Like, why you always keep changing your number? She said she couldn't find him. She never knew his Instagram. She never knew nothing. And fast forward to the T-app, and she done posted my nigga.
See, this is what I did not like about the T-app, and probably the main thing that I got from the story that she was telling, is that there were telltale signs for both of these ladies throughout the entirety of the story, and nobody took them seriously. What do you mean you thought he built houses and then all of a sudden you're in a room with Wale? What do you mean he's going off to other places and having dates where he's showing women to other rappers and stuff like that, and you didn't think anything of it? What do you mean he changes his phone number all the time and you just thought it was kind of weird? He started to get OD possessive. There are signs every which way, and it doesn't matter if it pops up on the T-app. It doesn't matter if it pops up in real life. People are going to ignore them. When I was scrolling through the T-app, I saw a bunch of things that was saying lil dick, no job, hobosexual, mama's boy, ugly, puts hands on women, lil dick, which maybe it's an average dick. I don't know. But that's not the biggest takeaway from it. After all those comments, I saw, girl, what's his at? Girl, what's his Instagram? Girl, what's his name? Girl, what's his X, Y, and Z? People do not care about the facts and realities when it comes to dating. They just want compassion. They just want companionship. They just want love. At least what they think is love. All this anger and aggression that this woman is ultimately showing, which did lead to her catching a real life charge, she put the proof in her TikTok, is ultimately her being mad at herself, which is a dangerous thing because then she ultimately took it out on the man and his property. But at the end of the day, you saw all these signs clear as day and did nothing about it.
You gonna let her do it? You gonna let her do it?
Might crash out, ain't much to lose. Keep playing, watch what I'ma do. It's me and you better choose. I do regret my love for you. Gone all the good times, got dirt on your name.
If you had any question before, that should be pretty much clear-cut confirmation that this is from Atlanta. And I don't even know that yet, but this is the most Atlanta story, an Atlanta situation, and Atlanta handling of a situation that I've ever seen in my life. Another thing I forgot to mention is that she said that he called her his girlfriend in front of Wale, Rick Ross, and whoever else was there. And now all of a sudden she wants to act as if, oh wow, I barely even knew you. That is also a sign, ladies. I don't know what it does. That is a man who is trying to be possessive and controlling. That right there in and of itself is a sign. But did you heed the warning? No, because he took you shopping and gave you, expensive gifts and stuff like that.
So y'all don't know this, but that You Gonna Do It video is the end of the chaos that happened from earlier that day. So I leave my sister's house and I go to my spot, right? So I rush home, I run up the stairs real quick, put some clothes on. While I'm putting clothes on, I swear to God, this is the grace of God, I hear the front door close, boom. So I'm like struggling to put my shit on. So then I come downstairs, I was making burrito tacos earlier that day. I come downstairs and this man is in my pot, bro. Like, just thinking shit is all the way sweet and it's not. He's all the way confused. I think he low-key think I'm making a joke or like playing for real, but it's no joke at all. And I don't even know if I need to say that because I got a case going on. But fuck it, I'm gonna tell you anyway. So I end up swinging on him, but he's really confused. I got my grandma at the house and you're in my pot. So I snatched the burrito pot from him, you feel me? So in that moment, I think like he finally understood like the severity of this shit, because the look in his eyes was like the look of fear, you feel me? And I think he knew for sure, like I knew that I knew what I knew. You know what I'm saying?
I know this woman don't care about nothing. She's showing us the outside of her house and walking up the street, giving us direct path to get to her domicile. I know she don't give a damn about nothing. Plus, why would you talk about a case in which it's active and you probably shouldn't be acknowledging and admitting these different things? I don't know. You should probably get a lawyer and he should probably be telling you don't put any of this out.
Then my grandmama in there and I'm just tripping so much I kind of forget my grandma was there. But then when I like got snapped back into reality, like damn, my grandma here, I'm looking at my grandma and she looking all sad. This shit really hurt my heart for real. And I'm taking care of my grandma, like why am I acting like? So fast forward, a few minutes go by and I hear a knock at the door. I go to the door and I see the police. At this point, I had already calmed down. He done left the house. So the last people I'm expecting to see at my house is the police. Like, what? So while I'm talking to the police, he pulled back up behind the police. He called the police. So the police get his side of the story, then the police get my side of the story. And then I hear the police ask him, like, do you want to press charges on her? And so he like, nah, like, no. So then the police is like, well, do you got somewhere you can go cool off at? Like, I don't want y'all to get into it when I leave. So he leave. But at this point, I'm just thinking, like, I don't want nothing to do with this man no more. And at this point, I don't really care. Like, we got a condo together. You can have it. All the jewelry, all the bags, all the clothes. Like, you can have it, dude. I said condo, but I meant to say townhouse. So at this point, I'm just really, like, frustrated, embarrassed, in my feelings, all that. So I just want to take a trip somewhere. Quick little weekend trip with my sister, book a flight, let's go, right? But my passport and my money is at the townhouse, and so I pull up to the townhouse, and unbeknownst to me, he at the townhouse, and he locked me out.
Now, I'm not excusing the dude's actions at all, but clearly there are some measures that could have been taken in order to avoid any sort of situations like this. Like noticing the red flags earlier. It seems like this guy wasn't the best guy in the first place. But hey, people live and they learn, and that's probably why an app like the T app should not even exist. It's breaking homes left, right, and sideways, exposing people for what may be lies, what may be truths, but ultimately it's not really helping people. Like the people that are abusive or have allegations on them or have whatever on their jacket, the red flags, are ultimately going to get ignored by a lot of people. Plus, people are just being messy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of the people. You know, I'm a man of the mess. I like to scroll on the app occasionally. But even more importantly, the data concerns that are involved with the app are insane. They had that man's whole number on the platform, and now people are suing based off of the data breach. 10 women are listed in a lawsuit suing the T app based off of the data breach from 2 weeks ago. 10 potential class action lawsuits in federal and state courts after a data breach led to the leak of thousands of selfies, IDs, and private conversations online. 2 days later, the T app had experienced a second security issue in which more than 1.1 million users' direct messages spanning from early 2023 to last month were exposed. It's honestly a shame that the T app would come to something like this. In an attempt to protect women, women and men are not protecting these women because they're being messy, because they're being spiteful, because they're being vindictive, because they're being jealous, they're being all of these things. Locations are being exposed, photos are being exposed. People already have issues with how to safely secure themselves on the internet. And now the T app serves as one potential one-stop shop to locate a bunch of people. That's just disgusting.
TL started honestly from trying to protect my mom. As crazy as that is, you know, my mom is more recently single and she wanted to try online dating, which I was like super excited about. So we kind of took my mom out. We did a little photo shoot. I helped set her up with the profile on Match.com and kind of like let her on her way, you know, go mom, have some fun. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been on dating apps before. I don't know if you guys have, but for me, it was always like a pretty pleasant, straightforward experience, you know, but that's not what it was like for my mom. You know, for my mom, there was like, I don't know, she had matched with like a 35-year-old Instagram model on there. I was like, look at this guy. I'm like, Mom,
Wait, can we see what your mom looks like?
Mom, you're 60. Like that's not real. Not a real person.
And I know Sean might have had good intentions, but ultimately his credentials might fall short of somebody who's supposed to be capable and able to hold such power like this app, the T app, has. I mean, apparently he only took like a 6-month coding boot camp and then made an app. Which, hey, it's 2025. People are using AI for all sorts of things. The easy route is the best route, apparently. So is he really uncredentialed? I don't know. Based off of 2025 standards, he might not be. But between the data breaches, stories like that woman at the beginning of the video who is ultimately going to serve some sort of jail time, maybe pay a fine too. I don't know. That was crazy. And then some of the things that I saw on the T app, my nosy self, it's confirming my newfound belief that we probably don't need this. No one man should have all that power. We just won't use it responsibly as humans, especially when we're talking about relationships. I hate to be a Debbie Downer in this conversation, but it's something that I think I touched on lightly but kind of brushed over in the previous video, is that women actively get harmed by men when it comes to starting relationships, being in relationships, and this sort of app that is spilling the tea can only and will only lead to more and more violence. And I know at the beginning of the video we're focusing on women, but there was a conversation about if men get their own version of a T app, what would they do with it? And we kind of know what that is. Post revenge porn, and then ultimately with the information needed to build a T app, if we're talking about Sean's T app, it would be used to hunt down and find some of these women and put hands on them. And apparently that's on the men and women side of things. I don't know. It's getting out of pocket. I'm saying no to the T app, and I'm saying yes to dating in real life. Meeting people naturally, opening up your eyes to signs, and not getting so upset that you have to damage other people's property.